Today we're talking about an area that I have been selling in for more than 20 years. It is something that will make you a lot of money and that you for sure will find if you look for it. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going back 20 years to a collectible that I've been selling for most of my adult life. Back when I first met my wife, we both worked at Disney. We met there, we got married there. One thing about Disney is they gave out name badges that were very attractive. Everybody wanted one. They also gave you service pins for the length of time you worked for the company. So if you worked there for a year, you got a year pin, 2 years, a 2-year pin, and on and on. 10 years before I started there, they actually made them out of gold with rubies and diamonds in them. Most big companies did that. They cherished their employees. It was a big deal if you stayed there for a long length of time, and they honored you with something cool, like the 50-year gold watch that you hear about and things like that. If me and the wife went somewhere and we had a name tag on, convenience store, something close to Disney, most of the time people tried to buy those off of us. And I quickly learned that the name badges were great, but the year pins were even better. The longer you'd been there, the more they would go for. So here's just a modern day example of what we used to wear when I worked there. The exact same 1-year pin as when we were there as well. They haven't changed up the pins through this whole time frame. Here's an example of a 25-year Tinkerbell pin. Back in the early 90s, there weren't many people that had been there that long because the park wasn't open that long. So if you saw somebody with a pin in Florida for 25 years, most of the time you could conclude that they came from California, either moved here or were filling in or doing some other function. So it was always a way at that point to tell where somebody came from. The 35-year pins were obviously 100% back then from Disneyland or elsewhere in the company. These prices have went down. If you find a gold one, though, you've got some money there on some of these earlier pins. Most businesses had these. Most people don't realize what they are when they see them. That's why they're missed. I can pick these up for almost nothing, $2 or less. Sometimes in the baskets, even at Goodwill stores, I've picked up employee service pins from local companies for $0.25. So this is 100% one of the best areas for teeny tiny items that will net you some huge amounts of money. So let's look at just company lapel and image pins. This is one area. These are ones that would be like badges. Might have one on a hat, might have one on your shirt, tie tack, something like that. These aren't for years, these aren't for service, but these were only available to employees. You can see monstrous prices on some of these here. This is Henry Ford Fordson. This is one of those areas that you can dig for in your local area. Most people might not know what these are and might not even see the Fordson on there. Again, these are small, tiny things. Estate sales are good. As I said, even thrift stores in the baskets are good. Antique malls for sure. Flea markets, all of that sort of thing is great. Even garage sales, you're going to find these because people work all over the place. You might find some in their little Julie bins. Yeah, my husband worked there, my husband worked there. If you see something or a whole bunch of things from the same company, ask the people at that sale, did somebody work there? Then ask them if they have pins. I always do that if I have any idea or inclination that they may have worked for a local company that issued service pins. Now here's another type. This is a badge for the U.S. Playing Card Company. Big company back in the day. Playing cards were massive. Still are, of course, but not like they were back then. Most of these have numbers on them, and that is your employee ID. So security-wise, they could see who you were based on the number on the badge. You'll see them for tons and tons of businesses, mostly say pre-50-ish on down. I run into these sorts of things. $292 and some change. Now my favorite are the ones tied to some of the military because most people haven't a clue on these as well, and these do tend to go for some mega bucks in this case. This one's a tiny pin, Waco Airplanes. They made gliders during World War II. This is a factory employee pin. $330 basically on this one. Another thing you want to think about is all the earlier ones that I run into, you got a high chance on them being gold, even if they aren't marked. When in doubt, I take them to my favorite jeweler and have them check them all out. It only takes a second. Here's another one with the number 1794. Again, that is an employee number for this badge. This is from the Springfield Armory in Massachusetts. This is a very well-known armory as well. They made tons of munitions back in the day, and this would have been an employee badge number. Again, they could track down who this was based on the number of this. Now, some areas there are reproductions, such as things like this. These are easily reproduced, but this one is not a reproduction. This one is very well marked, as it should be. It has every sign of originality to it. Wouldn't doubt for a minute. $250. This is basically for a Drawbridge attendant. Very nice, very unique item, very well made. This thing is massive and heavy. It's probably close to the thickness of, say, a $50 or something along that line. Another World War II era piece. This is the Carat auto gyro, which is basically a helicopter. Employee pin, advertising basically somewhere that they work there, or a manager or someone more up in the company. It's small little things like this that usually make us a lot of money. This is in the top of the list of items that I look for. No matter where I go, I am always looking for these. Here's just another example. Some of them are very elaborate. They're enameled in the whole works, one by one. The Seagrave company, local pieces do very well, $200 with free shipping. Just a superb example of this piece. Now let's take a look at the other side of this, which would be the service employee year pins. This is from Studebaker. This is a 45-year pin from Studebaker. Gold, pearls, diamonds, all that sort of thing you will see in these types of pieces. Excellent example here of this, $425. This is tiny. It's a little tiny pin. Almost all of the service pins are small. Now, the badges we showed you, they go up in size as well. Now, here's Gulf Oil, set of 4, 10 carat. As I said, so many of these are gold. Many times it won't be visible a marking on it because of them mounting the pin or the attachment post on the back. So even if they aren't marked, I do end up taking quite a few in either way. Automotive around here is big. Chevrolet, Hydromatic, all of the car manufacturers, including Jeep, have factories around here. So I run into those sorts of pins all the time. You can usually tell where they work at if you're at a garage sale around here, and that's something I'm always eyeballing, even if it's not for sale, asking them for these sorts of items. So something you need to do if you're wanting to find these as well. This is from Porsche. $275 on this 20-year service pin. Even mechanics all the way down to the lonely clerks still could have gotten these pins back in the day. Now this one's from Care McGee. Now many times it may not say the length of service on the pin, but it's designated by the design of the pin. Even Avon has pins that are worth some big money that are gold. So most companies have this sort of thing. $230 on this one. Just the top of this is gold. Now here's a very prized one, a CocaCola 35-year service pin. Now some of these go way back to the turn of the 19th century, again because Coke's been around that long. Older ones are better. They'll have different markings on them. The older they are, the more chance you have of having a good marking on it, a good company manufacturer. $220 basically on this one. Now here's a nice lot of Boeing, 10 karat gold with a sterling piece in there as well. Just over $200. These can sell individually. The longer the service pin is for, the longer length of employment, the more they usually go for because the harder they are to get. This one's very obvious. This is from Gerber. Now, many people would just see a baby head and not relate this to Gerber. That's why you got to know some of your advertisements. Advertisements is my area. Anything like this you should pay some attention to. Gerber stuff sells like mad. $200 for these 4 pins. Not huge pins again. They're 10 karat though as well. Probably real rubies. It is missing some stones as you can see though, but either way I would still be happy to have found these and cranked these out. Now as I was saying before, Avon has some as well. Some of these are gender specific and this is a necklace. So if you didn't wear a tie or something along that line, you had other options to wear a necklace. Now this is another good example of why you should know some advertisement. John Deere's head, just like this, is on all the items. They go back to the Victorian age that they've used this symbol. Knowing that, if I saw this again, I would have grabbed this up. These are probably real emeralds in here as well. 15 years, 10 carats. This is probably from the 40s or 50s, maybe even a little earlier. And this one went for $170. This should give you some massive idea here. These are everywhere. This sort of thing, these type of items, everywhere. Garage sales, I've picked these up on I don't know how many times in this local area. If you watch my videos, you'll see spark plugs and all kinds of things like that. Certain items, if you see them at a sale, you know they worked there because it was the only way to get them. So when I find spark plugs, the little tiny charms, I usually find matching pieces for service pins. But that's what I have for you today. Well, there you have it. This one goes way back for us. Hopefully that gave you some ideas and some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if we post new content or go live. Subscribe and share this video.
This is a cubic foot. There are 5 more of these inside the new Chevrolet than there are inside this year's older style full-size cars of Chevy's nearest sales competitor. That's based on U.S. government estimates of vehicle interior size as reported in the 1977 EPA Guide for New Car Buyers. The new Chevrolet with 5 more cubic feet of room. It stacks up beautifully. Now that's more like it.